Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Insightwithtayo. I'm your host, Tayo Aina, and today promises to be an eventful day because guess what? I have a special guest who's going to be discussing some topics that pretty much fascinates me a lot. You see different individuals or personality after going to college, studying various various disciplines, bagging different college degrees, and still decide to go into another route. Talking about the DJs, it fascinates me a lot. You see, I have a friend of mine back in the days who he has his bachelor's degrees, he has his master's degrees, he has an MBA, but still decided to go into the path of becoming a DJ. So that's where I'm at today. So today I have, as I said, I have a special guest who grew up in Nigeria. He got his bachelor's degree in Bulgaria from the Bulgaria at the American University Bulgaria. Studied computer science and international relations. In addition, journalism. He moved to the States for his master's and is currently enrolled and doing his doctorate degree at the UIC. He's a professional DJ, and this is where I introduce my guest. We call him, he's popular here in Chicago. His name is DjSonic. DjSonic, welcome to Insightwithtayo.
Thank you. Did I do all of those?
So like that's the thing. Like I'm so like anytime I have few DJs as friends, right? And when I get to hear them talk and hear the degrees that they have, I'm like, and I know you have more because I know you're also a nurse.
Yeah.
So like I wonder like how you decide to go out there, study so hard, get all these degrees, and decide to be a DJ. To me, like I know like there are a lot of questions I'm going to ask you, but I appreciate you for coming and let's get started.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, DjSonic.
Yes, sir.
I'll start my first question. Why did you decide, after getting these degrees, why did you decide to still be a DJ?
Okay, let's start. Full disclosure, in Chicago, right? I have a lot of DJ friends, and it kind of also amazes me that most of them, they're all professionals. I can call names, but I don't want to, but like I have a whole lot of professional friends that are DJs. So I know in America it's not something that's unique, I should say. Maybe I don't know about the Nigerian scene per se, but like here in Chicago, a lot of professionals are DJs. So to answer your question, to your point, it's the passion. There are things you do that you just do out of passion. If you love certain things, you just do them. You can be a professional, right, a doctor, whatever, and you still cook at home if you like cooking, right? It's the same thing. If you're passionate about music, if you're a singer, you're still gonna sing. If you're a DJ, you're gonna DJ. If you're a dancer, you're gonna dance.
So is it like at a particular point in your life, do you think you're still going to like stop DJing and going to working with your degrees?
I currently work with my degree as well as DJing, but I don't know. Only time will tell if I'm gonna stop at some point. Sometimes I think about that question as well. At what point are you gonna stop doing this? But I'll say, especially being in like the event scene, so it's not as much as that pressure if you like do clubs every night. So you can still work and do events a lot, because there's not much friction in that regard. The more friction you will have is if you have to DJ overnight and then you got to go work in the daytime. So that's where I think there'll be a little bit of frictions. But like if you do events every once in a while, you just can still carry on.
So back to this question, like the DJ thing, is it like a passion that has been there from childhood, or it was just you just generated that passion based on you having friends that are DJs?
No. Music is the umbrella word here. You know, music is the mother of everything. I've always have passion for music. You know, like if I think back to like, okay, let's say the only person I will remember, like if I see my teacher, my music teacher, right, from GSS 2, I will still remember her. You get what I'm saying? So that's how much interested I was in music back then. And I remember, if I can remember correctly, there were things that I knew in music that most of my uh, classmates didn't know because I was interested in playing instruments and stuff like that. So music has always been a passion for me. Like it was just like till I found DJ was like where I say, oh, this is my niche, you know. But it's like I know I can't sing, I know I can't dance, you know, but I can DJ, you know. So it's part of, like I said, the mother is music, right? DJ is just like one of the child, you know. So you have singers, dancers, you know, writers, producers, you know, and DJing. It's
Again. So yeah, thanks for that. Also, like as a DJ,
Mhm.
like what is the most interesting part of being a DJ?
The most interesting part of being a DJ is rocking the crowd. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hmm.
So rocking the crowd is the satisfaction. I should say that's the high you get as being a DJ. You know, if you play music, you play good music, you get people bumping their heads and all that stuff. Not until you get to the climax, which is actually like people on the dance floor, and then you know you rock that crowd. That's the high of being a DJ.
You know, like for me, there's one particular point I would like to ask you because I
Mhm.
know, like, I don't know what the viewers would also want to talk about. Sometimes you see a DJ playing,
Mhm.
and I want to understand how do you know that maybe the crowd are being bored of a particular song and you
Mhm.
switch it up? Like, how do you? Is it like you have like a relationship where you look at the crowd and you know what you need to do? How does that work? How do you sink into
So
the
I would
crowd?
say like a good DJ, you know, you have to be somebody that's very observant, especially like once you're playing music, you have to actually see are these people feeling the music. So I would say like you asked the previous question is what's the high when I say rocking the crowd? What's the biggest mistake? You know, it's playing for yourself. So if you understand the difference between playing for yourself and playing for people, right, you will get the point that these people are not feeling this music or they're not feeling this genre. You know, maybe let me switch it up. There's the process of building up when you're DJing. You know, you just don't come and like, bam, let me rush these people and hit them with this stuff. So you have to come and actually build the chemistry, build the vibe, build up the vibe, and gradually know like, okay, they're feeling this song. Because you got to experiment different things, especially if you're an open format DJ. You want to experiment different things and see where you catch a lot of people. You know, some people like old school, some people will like the songs that were just released yesterday. You know, you can't just go there with with a preset mind and say, I'm just gonna play all the new hits. What if
Hmm.
they want old school? What if they want some throwbacks? You know, what if you're playing hip hop and these people don't even like hip hop? You know what I'm saying? So you have to actually be observant and build that relationship with your crowd by observing what they're into.
So you know, I heard something as well that because most definitely when an artist releases a song, right,
Hmm.
the first audience to the artist is the
Hmm.
DJs.
Right, right.
Do you guys always have relationship with all these artists?
Yeah, I want to say a lot of people have like relationship with artists, and you know, I'll say because the DJs have the ears, I'll
Yes.
tell you that, you know, because I have some DJ friends that will just send you a song and say this song is gonna be a hit, you know, and you listen to them and you're like, yeah, down the line that song is it's a hit, you know, because DJs have that ear to listen to music. They know what's good. They know what get people rocking, you know. That you might like a song that doesn't negate because like is a very subjective word, you know. What you like doesn't mean the next person is gonna
Like it.
like it. Yeah, but for DJs it's not like, oh, I like the song. It's the people are gonna like the song because
Hmm.
they know what makes good music or make the crowd move.
Hmm. So that's like that's pretty because I you know I every time I go to the party, right, there's some times whereby there are songs I've not even heard before,
Hmm.
and at the party I'm just like, who made it? But this banging, I'm dancing.
Hmm.
So that's why I feel like sometimes you connect to songs more in the club or when you go to
Hmm.
party and when DJs play them than when you just listen to them on your own.
Right. Because there are certain times you go, certain times when I DJ, people come and say, "Who's that artist?"
Hmm.
What song is that? So you actually share songs with people and say, "Oh, this is the song. Oh, this is the artist." Before Shazam came, now most people can just Shazam with their phone and they don't have to ask you. Before that, people would actually come to you and like, "Oh, what's that song? I like that song. Who sang that song?" I like the playlist that you just
Man.
had.
So like you're based here in America, and I know that you've been doing several shows, doing a lot of events, and also doing some private events as well. Like, do you plan going to Africa or going to Nigeria where you're from to do something, an event or something, or you just want to have your market here in America?
I think when the time is right, but right now, still pretty much doing it here. Because you have to actually have the leg work in Nigeria to
To make that
to
happen.
make it happen. Right. So basically, it's like sometimes I feel like you have to like build your home first before you think
So
about.
so this so this is your home.
Yeah. When it comes to DJing, yeah, this is my home.
Hmm. That's pretty much fair. And
Mm,
also, like, as a DJ, right?
mhm,
I definitely know that you've come across some very crazy moments.
mhm,
Can you tell us, like, because like I'm sure like there are also aspiring people that want to become a DJ.
mhm,
Moments that, as because like sometimes you be in the club. I remember one time a DJ was playing and there was this set of individuals that were just like requesting, play this song, play
mhm.
this song. Like, how do you cope with the fact that sometimes the people you're playing for, they're demanding something for, like, it's like a disturbance. Like, how do
Mhm,
you
mhm.
handle situations like that?
I think it's experience. Like now, I can handle it pretty much well. I don't care how many people come to request. I can handle that. It's not like I like it. But I can actually. It doesn't upset me anymore. Because I know that's how it's the nature of the business. People are just gonna come and request stuff. The point is, am I gonna play every request that you make? Maybe not. I'll be honest with you. Some people will come and request some songs, and you'll be like, "Yeah, you're on point."
Hmm.
But 99% of people will request songs that, it's off at that time. It's not like it's not a good song, but at that point in time, at that point in the party, it's probably off. And to the point where you asked what's the worst moment, I feel like there was a party I had, it was a private event in Chicago. And the father and the mother wanted two different songs at the same time. It was a horrible experience.
Wow.
Because the dad was standing right here, the mom was standing right here. It's not like they wanted Wasiu and Ayuba. The one wanted Wasiu, one wanted Benizer. No, Obesere. It was like two. So I played the first one. I don't remember what I expressed, the mom or the dad. One of them I expressed though, so I played the one they asked. Let's say I played Wasiu. And the other one was standing right here and said, "No, change that music." So I went back and I played the one the father
Wanted.
wanted. The other one came and they were like right here in front of me. It was I still remember that moment like it was yesterday. my friend my friends that the parents were doing the party were just standing there, they couldn't help me. I'm looking at them. What is everybody just like remove themselves from the picture.
Wow.
But at the end of the night, though, they came and apologized and said, we're sorry. Yeah, thank you for the party and everything. But it was like a frustrating. It was like I really felt like let me just pack my
That thing I
laptop and
go.
just run away. I actually told the woman I will leave, and she's like, "If you leave, I will sue you." Yeah, I still cannot forget that day. It's like when you say write a day you will never forget. That's
That's gonna be
one day
one.
I will.
So like
Yeah.
eh, in America here, right? Like
Mhm.
to you personally, I know you don't do DJ full time,
But
but let's, like, a lot of people don't know. I know you might not want to be talk about this, though, but how do you guys make money?
how do we make money?
Do you guys really make money?
Ah, do I look like I make money?
Come on, it's obvious. Look at what you're wearing. But like, I want to, like, we don't know, like, is yeah, a lot of people want to go into DJ, but like
Mhm.
they don't know, like, is it? What do you think?
Uh,
Is it
to
something
be
that?
honest, this is the The answer I will give to you is like, don't pursue DJing thinking you will make money. I will always say, if you want to do, if you have any hobby, anything you want to do something that you can do for free. If you can perfect something that you can do for free, the money is gonna come. So like, if you go into DJ thinking that will make money, you probably will not make money. But if you go with the passion, the money is gonna
Start coming.
start finding you. Yeah, because you just need to be passionate about what you do, practice, and you get to a point that you have to. They have to pay you to play.
Wow.
But first of all, you got to play without the pay, and then it's gonna come to the point where they have to pay you to play.
So that means that you did a lot of free shows before you started charging for shows, right?
You have to beg for shows initially.
So so you didn't go about telling us about how it started, right?
Mhm.
Like, was it that when you started DJing in Chicago, the shows you were doing were just oh, can I just be a DJ? Like, how did you?
No. So for me, I would say DJing kind of found me, because I started DJing when I was in Europe, but not like a event or club DJ.
Oh, okay.
So at my school, we had a radio station called Radio Aura.
Oh, Radio
so
Aura.
Radio Aura was in my school. So you know how you're in school and some people want to be, especially because I was doing journalism as well. So they wanted to write like in the newspaper. They had a newspaper. They had every kind of things you find in the real world. We had it in school. So we had a radio station. So when they were like, "Oh, what you want to do?" I'm like, "Oh, I want to be in the radio. I want to do something in the radio." But for me, it was more towards like production. Like back end.
No, back end stuff.
Kind of stuff, yeah. Because I actually like back end stuff. Like
Sound
putting
engineering and
sound
all.
stuff. Yeah. And it's like electrical engineering was kind of something that was fascinating to me in Nigeria growing up. So it was something more like back end stuff. But they're like, "Oh, no, you can have your own show." I'm like, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah." They actually gave me my DJ name, like DJ Ogie. I'm like, "Okay." So they gave me a session, 2 hours every Sunday. I want the name of that show then was Black Session. Black Session. So there was for me to just play every kind of black music, hip hop, whatever.
Oh.
But for me, I actually wanted to be playing music from Africa, but Afrobeat wasn't big
Big that time.
at that time. So, but they actually wanted like the 50 Cents, Ja Rule, and all this stuff, So that's how it all started. And then I came to Chicago. My friend was going to do a wedding in his house, like introduction kind of stuff. And it's like, "Oh, my brother has all this equipment, Do you mind? I know you DJ before, DJ Ogie, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Do you mind, I'm like, "No, I don't mind." So I actually played songs.
So I also remember like I don't know if you guys are still working together. His name is Flash.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had something called Sonic Flash. What was Sonic Flash about?
So so the story keeps evolving. So I started with that backyard party. I just did it, and it ended. The second time I went to this party, there was the DJ. I don't want to say his name. So it was DJ who was, everybody was getting, it was a good time, I'm like, he's having some fun and he's dancing, doing his thing. I'm like, "Can I go?" He's like, "Yeah." So actually he was the one who gave me the first real good,
wow.
So I went, I was still doing my thing. So the passion started. So with my friends, we're doing like events every once in a while. They were like, "Come DJ." So there's this one year they just switched it up. I said, "No, you do that. And Flash wasn't happy. Flash was part of the whole group of
organizers.
People. Yeah, like Flash wasn't happy. Like, "Oh, why are you gonna switch Sonic? Sonic should be, Okay. So he was like, "No, I know a place where you can DJ." So both of us just organized a party like that. Guess how many people came to that party?
How many?
We were 4. Me, Flash, and 2 people.
That was your first party.
That was our first, like, real proper, I should say, first startup, right? But the funny thing, we actually did that party with 4 of us, like it was like a real party because we were playing real music and everything was good. And then we just started hosting stuff there. There was Bolat then.
Yeah, Bolat.
Back then, yeah. It was like in Wrigley Field. So we're doing parties there every time. So,
wow.
That's how it started. And with the tribute to that, I just always had Sonic Flash. Because the first party was Sonic and it was Flash.
Every time I meet Flash, like Flash is his friend. he always tells me that me, Sonic, Sonic knows me. We make it happen. It's always like there's always this this joy.
No, the funny thing is like Flash is like I would say it's like a good coach, you know. You know,
Oh,
he's not the DJ, but he's a good coach. When I say he's a good coach, he's the type that will Moreno you, you know. Like, you will do this, you can do this, you know. He's this. And if you're the type that believes, you know,
I agree towards it.
yeah. If you believe those kind of positive energy, it's kind of
It pushes you.
pushes you, yeah. So like when was I didn't know. I can like if I have to rate those parties back then, it will be a zero
Compared
now
to what you're
in
doing right now.
hindsight. Yeah. But at that point, he didn't make it feel that way. He made it feel like, oh, you're doing something, you know. Because think about it, if they had to switch you from DJing, you know what I'm saying? It's because those people felt the other one, the other person could do better than you. But for me, if you do that with me, you're just gonna make me go for more, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, and that's very important. You know, like situations like that can kill an individual's confidence. Some people, like,
So,
you know,
that's why you have to be like thick-skinned, you know. If you want to be a good DJ, you have to be
thick-skinned.
thick-skinned, you know. Some people like the things they will say to you that will kill your career should be what motivates you. Whatever you think that you did this wrong shouldn't be like it's not an insult. It's because you did it wrong. So if you are receptive to corrections, change you just try to change things, you know. Because in DJ you can't know it all. Till date, I still listen to people's mixes, mixtape, how they do stuff. Like I actually pick. I was in Houston one time and the DJ was just doing his thing. I'm recording what he's doing, right? Guess what? A year back, I played back that stuff. The same stuff I recorded on that night. 1 year after I played, I picked up some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a continuous growth. You can't know it all, you know. You got to see. I think if you believe and you appreciate what people do, you're able to pick up the good stuff. I'm not saying you're going to go copy another DJ or copy another artist, you know. There should be something if you're genuine with yourself, you know, there should be something you like about what someone else is doing.
Yeah, and just pick it.
And then you pick up the good stuff from them.
So, like, do you have someone you talk to when you feel okay, like I'm trying to do like who is a DJ as well? Like, do you have anybody you kind of like just like you guys have conversation and like he's just like do you have like
Oh yeah, I have friends that I talk to about DJing stuff. I'm like sometimes if I'm going for an event, I know I can just call my friends, some of my DJs friends that we're talking, and then I'm DJing this party, maybe like a 50-year-old or whatever, and they say one or two pointers. In for me, I remember those stuff.
But okay, I want to ask this question: do you guys have like do DJs have like a community where let's say like there's an event, like they just throw it out. Okay, I won't be able to attend this. Like, oh, can you do this? Like, you guys have like
there's a group like if you're not doing stuff, can someone else do it? And there are people that you call, and some people will call you also and say it's still a referral kind of business,
That's pretty much fair. My final question to you: I know that there are a lot of individuals. Like I remember also me. I remember when I was growing up, I loved the music. I loved like doing a lot of people. But like let's hear from the horse's mouth. Like young adults who wants to become a DJ, what the advice to them? What do you think they need to do, or what do you think they need to know? How do you think they need to equip themselves to become a DJ?
First of all, I'll say, can you carry speaker?
So are you just
so if you're ready to carry speakers and all that, then it's the first, it's the first step in the right direction. You should be able, you should know that you it's not only about if you probably DJ in Nigeria and you're a big time DJ, you probably would never carry speakers and stuff. You always have, people that do that for you. You just come and play your stuff. But in America, you
gotta carry your stuff.
You gotta carry your stuff.
I know I've carried speakers for you before.
Yeah. So, and if you're on a certain age and you carry speakers, you're probably gonna need Tylenol all night. So if you're at that age, you probably just have to give up at this point. But to be serious, it's not DJ is not about sitting scratching and stuff. And that's the first thing that comes to mind when you say DJ. You think like, oh, he's gonna go chicka 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 chicka. It's chicka chicka. It's not what's gonna make people dance. Music, DJing is more than just that. Like I would say, the the T's make up the DJ. The transition first, your tempo and your timing. So if you understand music, you will understand all of these things that I just said. Your transitions, your timing, and your tempo. If you can get that, grasp that, it's
That's
the
it.
good foundation, for you to go. So because like DJ is like putting sequence of music together. You're not just gonna play one
Song.
5 minutes track, or you're not gonna play 1 2 minutes track. You have to know how to align, you know, music that will sync together and make like so that's where the transition comes in. And when you think about the transition, you have to think about the tempo. It's not just the tempo now, you have to think about the timing. And not just that, if you want to go another step further, you will have to think about if you know music, you have to know about the keys in which music are made. So it's just I'm not trying to confuse, but
No,
I'm just trying to lay out everything. So you have to put all these things together to
together.
make a mix. So I just told you the transition, your timing, your tempo, and I also added the key of the music. Because remember, maybe you go to church, right? You're singing a bunch of chorus or a bunch of songs, right? Christian song or whatever kind of song you're singing. You know how we sing from one song, we go to another
Yes,
song. So
correct.
you're making a medley. You're making like a bunch of songs together. How do you think that those songs always? How do you think that certain songs go together?
Together.
Because sometimes the songs are in the same key, they have the same tempo. So you have to put all of those things to form the chemistry for the music.
Hmm.
Yes.
So, so you mean like so? What you're trying to say right now is that music has different keys.
But
So that the reason why when you listen to a song, like you're in the club and
mm,
you see that the DJs they just play the song for like maybe a minute
mm.
or a minute 10 seconds to get a particular key that rhymes with the next song that's going to come in before that one.
Okay, I can tell you this for free. 90% of DJs wouldn't consider key when DJing. A lot of DJs would not consider key, the music key
Keys.
when DJing. But that little thing is also an element that changes the whole dynamics. There are a bunch of keys that go together that make certain songs go together. So
Together.
there's a certain scale that you look at and say, oh, this one goes with this one. So let's say your 4A will go with your 3A, your 3A will go with your 2A. They're little, because people like, if I ask you what's a DJ, or if I ask you about DJ, now, you probably would think about it as it's like an art form of expression, right?
Okay, yeah.
Which is correct because you're expressing yourself in an art form, right? So that means you're creative. You can do whatever
Already.
you want as a creative. So it doesn't matter as long as it blends when you draw. But then there's certain people like me that think about it as a science. It's an art, but there's also a
Science
science to
towards it.
that art. So that science to that art is what makes you think like, oh, this key will go with this key and that key will go with that key. All of that, it's not just negating the when I tell you about timing and tempo. All of this whole thing has to be. Imagine I'm DJing, I have to consider all
Those
these
things
factors
together.
together. So certain times if I'm DJing, somebody comes and is
Hmm.
talking, it's like you're trying to throw me off balance. Because at that time, probably my brain is thinking and this and that and that. People feel like, oh, why you not smiling? Why you not doing this? Because that time I'm probably really,
Hmm.
really,
Trying to understand what's going on in
yeah,
keys
yeah,
and everything.
deep think, yeah. Thinking about what I'm putting together, to make a mix.
Well, I'm really, really excited that you were able to come today to discuss how, as I said, I have always been having that thing on my mind. I'm sure people will be like, oh, um, I know, like, and let me ask you this last question.
Go, I'm
No, no,
here.
no. It just came into my head right now. Were your parents against you being a DJ? Did they ever say, "Oh, why do you want to be?" Because like a lot of people, why do you want to be a DJ? Did
Bro,
they ever do that to you?
no, because the DJ didn't come first. The college was already there,
Yeah.
so you couldn't have said, "Oh, you can't DJ." Because at that point when I was in college, it was just a hobby.
Hmm.
I never said I was gonna make a career out of DJing. I actually never thought there was gonna be making any money in DJ.
Hmm.
Never. I
So it was
never.
just like a
It
passion
was just a
thing.
passion thing. So the
So
money was never part of the consideration. You know, I never grew up and said, "Oh, this is how I wanna
make my money.
DJing." Was never.
So from what he has told us right now, I think the most important thing is passion. Like, don't go into DJ with the fact that, oh, you want to make the money. You have to have passion for music, passion for music, and the passion will definitely get you there. And you just have to, like, learn a lot from people, and don't, like, think that anyone's advice towards you, or anyone that says some things towards you based on the fact that you're not playing some songs that they want you to play. Don't take everything to heart. Just know that everything's a learning process, because he also learned from how he started, and also right now he's definitely a very big DJ in Chicago. I want to appreciate you here
Thank you.
for coming over. His name is DjSonic. If you have any shows, I know, like, he's also, his Instagram is also DjSonic, is there as well. And yeah, I remain your host, Tayo Aina, and you can follow me on Instagram, Insightwithtayo. Follow me on Facebook, Insightwithtayo, Twitter, Insightwithtayo, and also TikTok, Insightwithtayo. I'm sure you all had an amazing time with me, having my guest who is a DJ to share his experience of being a DJ, what led him to be a DJ, and the fact that he's also spoken about his career, and what he's doing currently right now. Till I come your way again, have an amazing day and stay blessed. Catch you. Bye.
Look.